Right, back in 1991, the family and I went to Blackpool, and I had in those days a Minolta High 8 video camcorder. As you can see, the titling back in those days wasn't particularly high tech. I was in actual fact using a program that I purchased for my 48K Sinclair computer, and in its day it was pretty good. So I'd like to share with you our experiences in Blackpool, and also to give you a little bit about the Blackpool history. Each of these productions will be around about 10 minutes long, and I'm going to try and do one a week for you and put the whole lot up together so you can watch them all. Okay, we're just about there on our titling. A little bit about Blackpool itself. It's a seaside town, and it's situated along the northwest coast by the Irish Sea, between the River Ribble and the River Wear estuaries. In other words, 27 miles from Liverpool and 17.5 miles from Preston. Okay, here we go, and the first excitement that you get on your coach going in towards Blackpool is along the M6, where you fork off down the M55 with 16 miles to go to get to Blackpool. And we were all looking out the windows watching for the very first glimpse of the Blackpool Tower, which in actual fact was built shortly after the Eiffel Tower in France, and that's what it was modelled on. I believe it's a half-scale replica of the Eiffel Tower. But anyway, heading into Blackpool itself, through the outer roads towards the seafront. It's a little bit shaky there, sitting in the courier's seat of the coach, of which the company that we booked our holiday with asked the driver, could I possibly sit right down the front where a courier would normally sit, and he was very obliging and said, yeah, no problem at all. So we're finding this production quite a few entries of when we're out and about, sitting right down the front, especially when we go along the Illumination run in the dark, seeing the lights. Okay, we're just coming down now onto the seafront. Turning left, here we go, turn left at the seafront, and we're now heading towards the Central Pier. That's the Central Pier, and on there is the Ferris wheel called Wagon Wheels, and we're heading down towards our hotel at the moment, which is called the Tudor Rose. Now the Tudor Rose is located just before you get to the Central Pier on the left hand side, and we always knew we were there because right opposite there was a windmill which had red lighting on the sails. Also you can see the illumination, at the moment not yet lit, and all the amusement arcades. There's the Central Pier on the right hand side, and most of the piers had theatres on them, and some of the big stage names like Cannon and Ball, Chubby Brown. Oh, there it is, there's the Tudor Rose, and we used to spend quite a lot of time up on the balcony there, which you can see where it says Tudor Rose, and that's where we're standing at the moment with the camera, looking down towards the tower itself, Blackpool Tower, and the promenade. There's one of the trams going across at the moment, and waiting for darkness, waiting for the night time to see the illuminations. The trams themselves, which I'll do a special on the trams on one of my productions, because I'm very fond of Blackpool trams, keen collector of all the model trams from Corgi. Got a whole collection of those in the display cabinets in the hallway. I'll give you more facts and figures about the trams a little bit later, in one of the later productions I should say, but they're actually owned by the Blackpool Corporation. Oh, there's the family, or part of the family, going off down to the beach. As you can see, it's a bit blowy down there, down on the sand. And whoever came up with the idea of opening a British seaside resort in October was an absolute genius. I mean, who else would go to a seaside resort in the middle of October? As we can see, the trams there, they got advertising on the sides of either you wouldn't get that one anymore, would you? Regal cigarettes, cigarette advertising. But a lot of the main trams, especially the ones that they call the balloons, I'll point one of those out in a moment. They used to advertise events going on in Blackpool, or shops that belong to Blackpool shopping precincts down near the tower. There was the original, I think it was the pound stretchers down there, that used to be advertised on one of the trams. And we've got a McDonald's coming up shortly, if I remember rightly, on some of my outings, taking video of what was going on around. Yeah, this one's it's what they call a balloon. I'm not quite sure why they call them balloons. They're double-ended, so if there was no turnaround at the other end, the driver just got out of one end of the cab and got in the one at the other end, and just shoved the whole thing in reverse and went backwards back down the track on the right side, of course. At the time when he's transferring from front to rear, the conductor will be upstairs and then going down to the downstairs, just flicking the backs of the seats over, so that most people would prefer to face forwards to the motion of the trams. You see there's quite a bit of dust thrown up there. That's the sand off the beach. Oh, there's one of the more modern trams that we see there, but it's still advertising events going on in Blackpool itself. That's the Sea Life Centre. Oh, there's a McDonald's, Ronald McDonald. Yes, they've got a very large McDonald's along the seafront between the North and Central Pier. Well, there's my son when he's a very little lad running up the beach. I don't think Mum and Gran were too far behind them. Yep, there they are. As you can see, it's a lovely sunny day and everybody's out in their bikinis and swimwear. Dear. That's the theatre on the end of the Central Pier. It's one of the horse and carriages. Land Eyes, I think they're called. Did you see the programme about Blackpool Land Eyes a couple of weeks ago on, I think it was on BBC One. Very interesting as to how they make a living. Blackpool also has its own airport. There's a plane coming up out of Blackpool, and destinations like Isle of Man and places like that. So we're not far off the end of this first production, and I hope you're going to keep an eye out on my channel, that we've got more to come. The Illuminations, Pleasure Beach and the Tram special. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.